Plant Kingdom Introduction Algae. Earlier classification put members of fungi, Monera, and Protista having cell walls in the plant kingdom, which have now been excluded from the plant kingdom. The earliest system of classification considered morphological vegetative characters such as habit, color, number, and shape of leaves and rhizoom structure for classification. This system of classification was called artificial system. In this system of classification, they separated the closely related species as they were based on a few characteristics. Basically, the artificial systems considered vegetative and sexual characteristics for their classification. Since we now know that the vegetative characters are more easily affected by environment, the artificial system is not acceptable. Later, the natural classification systems developed, and this system was based on the natural affinities among the organisms and external features. Internal features like anatomy, ultrastructure, embryology, and phytochemistry were also considered, and this natural classification system was given by George Bentham and Joseph D. Hooker. Today, phylogenetic system of classification, which is based on evolutionary relationships of various organisms, are acceptable. This system assumes that if the organisms belong to the same taxa, then they have a common ancestor. Information from many other sources help botanists to resolve difficulties in classification. When there is no supporting fossil evidence, information from different sources become more important. Numerical taxonomy is carried out using computers and is based on observable characteristics. In the numerical taxonomy, number and codes are given to all the characters and the data is later processed. In this, each and every character is given equal importance and we consider hundreds of characters. These days, taxonomists are using cytotaxonomy and chemotaxonomy for classification of organisms. Cytotaxonomy is based on cytological information like structure, behavior, and chromosome number. Chemotaxonomy is based on the chemical constituents of the plant to resolve confusions. Algae. Algae that grow in both fresh and marine water bear chlorophyll and they are simple autotrophic thalloid organisms. They are largely aquatic and occur in different habitats like wood, soils, and moist stones. Some algae occur in association with fungi which are called lichen and they also grow on other animals, example on sloth bear. The size and form of algae is highly variable, like the sizes range from the unicellular microscopic forms, example Chlamydomonas, colonial forms, example volvox, and filamentous forms, example Eulothrix and Spirogyra. Marine algae form massive plant bodies, example kelps. Reproduction in algae is by vegetative, asexual, and sexual methods. Vegetative reproduction takes place by fragmentation in which a single fragment develops into a thallus. Asexual reproduction takes place by the production of a variety of spores and the most common spore is the zoospores. The spores are flagellated and motile and on germination develop into new plants. Sexual reproduction in algae takes place by the fusion of two gametes. These gametes are of two types. The gametes can be flagellated and motile and similar in size, example Chlamydomonas. The gametes can be non-flagellated and non-motile and similar in size, example Spirogyra. This type of reproduction is called isogamous. When two gametes dissimilar in size fuse together as seen in some species of Chlamydomonas, then the reproduction is termed as anisogamous. When the fusion between one large female non-motile gamete and a smaller motile male gamete takes place, then it is termed oogamous, example Fucus. Algae are useful to man in many different ways. When the fusion between one large female non-motile gamete and a smaller motile male gamete takes place, then it is termed oogamous, example volvox. It is seen that algae fixes at least half of the total carbon dioxide on Earth through photosynthesis. The level of dissolved oxygen in their immediate environment is increased by the photosynthetic algae. They are the primary producers of energy-rich compounds for all aquatic animals which form the basis of their food cycles. Among the 70 species of marine algae, many species of Porphyra, Laminaria and Sargassum are used as food. Some kinds of marine brown and red algae are used commercially as they produce large amounts of hydrocolloids which are water-holding substances, example algin and carrageenan. Agar, which is used to grow microbes and is also used in the preparation of ice creams and jellies, is one of the commercial products obtained from algae like Gelidium and Gracilaria. Unicellular algae such as chlorella and spirulina are used as food supplements even by space travelers as they are rich in proteins. In general, algae are divided into three main classes: chlorophyceae, phaeophyceae and rhodophyceae. Chlorophyceae. The members of Chlorophyceae, which are commonly called green algae, may be unicellular, colonial or filamentous. They are grass green as the plant body is dominant in pigments such as chlorophyll A and B. The pigments in algae are present in definite chloroplasts. The chloroplasts in different species of algae may be plate-like, discoid, cup-shaped, reticulate, ribbon-shaped or spiral. In most of the members of algae, one or more pyrenoids are found in the chloroplasts. Besides starch, pyrenoids also contain protein. Food in the form of oil droplets are stored by some algae. In green algae, the cell wall is usually rigid and is made up of an outer layer of pectose and an inner layer of cellulose. Vegetative reproduction is usually by fragmentation. Asexual reproduction takes place by the formation of zoospores which are flagellated and produced in zoosporangia. In green algae, sexual reproduction shows variation in the formation and type of sex cells. It may be isogamous, anisogamous or oogamous. Some green algae commonly found are Chlamydomonas, Volvox, Ulothrix, Spirogyra and Cara. Phaeophyceae. The members of Phaeophyceae or brown algae show great variation in size and form and are primarily found in marine habitats. Brown algae range from simple branched filamentous forms, example Ectocarpus, to highly branched forms, example Kelps. They may reach a height of 100 meters. Phaeophyceae members have chlorophyll A, C, carotenoids and xanthophyll. Their color range from olive green to various shades of brown which depend on the quantity of the xanthophyll and fucoxanthin present in them. Food is stored in the form of mannitol or laminarin, which are complex carbohydrates. The cell wall of the vegetative cells are made up of cellulose and they are covered by a gelatinous coat of algin on the outside. The protoplast contains a vacuole and nucleus located in the center in addition to plastids. The plant body of algae is usually attached by a holdfast to the substratum. It has a stalk, a stipe and a frond. Vegetative reproduction is by fragmentation and asexual reproduction in most brown algae is by zoospores that are biflagellate. The zoospores are pear-shaped and have two laterally attached flagella that are unequal. Sexual reproduction may be isogamous, anisogamous or oogamous and the union of gametes may be in the oogonium in oogamous species or in the water. The gametes bear two flagella that are attached laterally and are pear-shaped. The common forms of brown algae are Ectocarpus, Sargassum, Laminaria, Fucus and Dictyota. Rhodophysi. The members of Rhodophyta show the predominance of the red pigment in their body and are hence commonly called red algae. Majority of the red algae are marine and are found in the warmer areas. They occur in great depths in oceans where little light penetrates as well as in well-lit regions close to the surface of water. The thalli of most of the members of Rhodophyta are multicellular while some of them have complex body organization. The foods stored by red algae are very similar to amylopectin and glycogen in structure and is called as Floridian starch. The vegetative method of reproduction is by fragmentation. They reproduce by non-motile spores asexually and by non-motile gametes sexually. In red algae, sexual reproduction is oogamous. It is accompanied by complex post-fertilization developments. The common examples of red algae include Porphyra, Polysiphonia, Gelidium, and Gracilaria. Please share this video with your friends. Leave your comments below and please subscribe to my channel for more content. Click the bell notification that would let you know when a new video is uploaded. Thank you so much for watching.